Ursula?
I found this.
What? This smell is familiar. I remember this ingredient. I've definitely smelled it before. Where did you find this?
On the hill east of the cathedral, in an old botanical garden.
Tusk Hill. Arboretum. It's the Arboretum, right? Should have thought of that. Ursula!
What's wrong?
Sorry. I suddenly got a headache. Like my memories are coming back. I have to go there. I must go to the Arboretum. Once I get there, I'll get my lost memories back. I have a hunch. I'm sorry, Ursula. Please, keep this. I believe it's time to leave.
What do you want to learn? Is everything done?
Oh, it's you? Swing by again sometime.
My memories, they've come back to me for 12 years. I can't believe I forgot something so important. I'm so sorry. Ursula, you're here. Sorry, I got carried away upon arriving at this place. I recalled everything. It's been too long. It feels like a dream. After all those years, it's finally time to wake up. Thank you, Ursula. Would you like to hear this old man talk about his past? Well, it all goes back to before I was born. It was about 130 years ago. Less than a decade before the church arrived in Heavenswell, plants became extinct on the planet. The land couldn't produce food anymore, leading to a widespread famine and a desperate search for any possible food.
What is famine?
Well, it's a severe shortage of food. It might be hard for you to understand, as bladers don't experience hunger like humans do. Hunger. It's a painful experience that surpasses any injury or illness. In extreme hunger, consciousness blurs and weakness engulfs you. You gnaw on anything you can find. Tables, chairs, stones, soil. Swallowing indigestible stuff only worsens your suffering, adding to the agony. The famine lasted for almost 30 years. Tens of thousands died every day, but few from starvation. Most met their end before succumbing to starvation. poison, suicide, violence. There weren't many choices if one wanted to stay alive. Join the church, embrace their questionable Eucharist, or turn to cannibalism. Faith, dignity, morals. Everything could be sacrificed for survival. At that point, they are no longer humans. Things started to change for the better when Mr. Hubert appeared. Mr. Hubert was a scholar who found a way to create a food source known as mud balls during his studies. He freely shared his recipe to make mud balls, allowing many to survive. Although mud balls tasted terrible, it provided a way to live like humans. Those who admired him formed the Hubert School and conducted various studies. However, the church arrested him for his research, and the school was forced to relocate from Heavenswell. Nevertheless, Mr. Hubert's legacy lived on. The school persisted in its research and expanded outside of Heavenswell. I was born in the slums, and thanks to Mudballs, my family was able to survive. So I joined the Hubert School, hoping to help others survive like Mr. Hubert did. I don't have much talent, yet I chose a monumental task, aiming to restore plants. For decades, I conducted my research in the Western Desert, but to no avail. Until I met Ursula. The Grey Rhino caravan stopped providing us supplies due to lack of funding. Fortunately, the Moose caravan came to our aid, and it was Ursula who reached out to us and provided help. I had never met such a genuine person who could maintain optimism in such a doomed world. She not only provided us with affordable supplies, but also fended off bandits along the way. Even when everyone gave up on the research, she continued to support me. She placed unwavering trust in me, and even left her caravan she had operated for years to help me collect samples from Heavenswell. Later, I learned that she wasn't a human, but a blader. She had witnessed the fall of the Eastern Parish and the death of her cherished ones. She had been hunted by the church and separated from her comrades. She died and revived countless times in her battles against the Arch-Necros. Despite unimaginable disasters and heartbreaking farewells, she continued to wear a strong smile. She was more determined to survive than we ever could be. If it hadn't been for her, I'd never have been able to come here and find this place. We used to live here together, studying soil and plants, until the Necros attacked 12 years ago. I had never seen Ursula in such a desperate fight. The Necros were far more deadly than those in the city. The grave situation was overwhelming. We fled, but accidentally fell off a cliff. Since then, I haven't seen her again. I broke my head and nearly died. But I was luckily saved by the Coven of the Poor. However, I lost many memories as a result. Ironic, isn't it? I remember to study the soil, but have forgotten the person most important to me. I know she's still alive somewhere in Heavenswell, but I'm hesitant to look for her. Well, it's better if she forgets me. She deserves a better life. In the end, I've lost everything and accomplished nothing. Back to where I started. Well, the good thing is I have nothing left to lose. I've spent over 30 years searching for soil, and now I'm almost 50. My time is running out, since I've been spared from death. I'll continue my research until my last breath. I guess determination is the only thing this old fool has going for him. Thank you for listening to this old man's wild talk. With just a couple more samples, we might be able to find the cause of the contamination. Thank you, Ursula. Thank you.
What happened, Shirley?
Ursula. All those things are fake. Elysium is fake. The promised land and eternal bliss, they're all fake.
Calm down, Shirley. What did you see?
In Elysium, people are being tortured. Everything seemed fine at first, but as I went deeper, I heard cries of agony. The deeper I went, the more horrifying the screams became. They were all screaming in unbearable pain. Gosh, did you hear that, Ursula?
I'm sorry, Shirley. But I'm not hearing anything.
Elysium is a trap, but they don't know anything yet. I must go back. I must tell them the truth.
The ore bell. It made a sound.
Tree. Grace.
There's no need to wait any longer, Ursula. Esmoli has departed, and Lost Kid won't be coming.
Told you so.
Not all endings are happy. But at least we made it here without regrets.
So, this is the last time.
The Trailblazers are hereby disbanded. Farewell, my comrades. I'm heading north for my own journey.